Have you ever noticed that most people who speak confidently about Islam often know very little about it? Some support it without studying it. Others support it without studying it. Others oppose it without studying it. Most stand somewhere in the middle, surrounded by fragments, headlines, emotional reactions, social pressure, and second-hand opinions. The strange thing is that ignorance often feels safe, as long as the details remain hidden. Difficult questions never need to be asked. As long as uncomfortable subjects remain unexplored, certainty can survive without investigation. And that's where this episode begins. Not with Islam itself, but with the human tendency to avoid what may force a conclusion. Because every belief system eventually arrives at a moment of examination. Every religion eventually asks to be compared with its own sources. Every founder eventually asks to be measured against his own claims. Every revelation eventually asks to be tested. And the danger of ignorance is not simply that facts remain unknown. The greater danger is that ignorance creates dependency. A person who has not examined primary sources becomes dependent upon interpreters, dependent upon teachers, dependent upon activists, dependent upon critics, dependent upon institutions, dependent upon whichever voice reaches them first. And for many people, Islam exists as a reputation rather than a reality, a symbol rather than a studied system. Yet beneath that reputation exists history, doctrine, law, the Quran, the Hadith, the life of Muhammad, the development of Sharia, the divisions between Sunni and Shia traditions, and the questions surrounding salvation, the identity of Jesus, the meaning of revelation. And sooner or later, every serious investigation arrives at those crossroads. And that is where ignorance becomes expensive, because decisions are no longer being made. Conversions occur, policies are formed, communities are shaped, families are affected, and worldviews are adopted, all while many participants have never examined the foundations themselves. The deeper question is not whether Islam should be praised or criticized. The deeper question is whether truth fears examination. If a belief system requires ignorance to survive, its foundation is already unstable. If it welcomes scrutiny, investigation only strengthens confidence. And that principle applies everywhere, but nowhere more urgently than where eternal claims are involved. Because at the end of every historical investigation, every legal tradition, every theological argument, and every religious system stands the same unavoidable question: who is Jesus Christ? Islam answers that question one way, Christianity answers it another. History cannot answer it for you. Governments cannot answer it for you. Scholars cannot answer it for you. Eventually, the responsibility becomes personal, and ignorance can no longer carry the weight. You have to work out who Jesus Christ is yourself.